From Carver Arena in downtown Peoria, Illinois, the Valley on ESPN welcomes you into a Missouri Valley Conference matchup. The Bradley Braves hosting the Indiana State Sycamores. It's a rematch of an overtime thriller that tilted in favor of the Braves at Terre Haute on January 1st. Excited to see how this one transpires in Peoria. I'm Joey Wright. To my right this evening, Christoph Kendrick. We're happy to have you along for the game. Christoph, how do you size this one up? Two great offenses in what's been a wild start to Missouri Valley Conference play.
No doubt about it. I think Indiana State needs to come out tonight and do what they did the first time. Get to the foul line, be aggressive. Score, and score some more. Bradley's capable, as we know, of scoring just as much, but the Braves can play two different kind of styles, and if it's a grind-out game, it favors Bradley.
Bradley won 90-89 on January 1st in Terre Haute. Zeke Montgomery had a season-high 26 points. Indiana State's going to have to stay in attack mode to slow down Montgomery and his counterpart, Duke Dean. Our keys to the game brought to you by Toyota.
Yeah, absolutely. Indiana State needs to score and score a lot, like I said earlier. Get downhill, cause fouls. And then slow down Duke Dean and Zeke Montgomery. Those two combined for 50 points. You can't let them get going again.
Bradley has not lost a game when the Braves score 75 or more points, and if they can get to the 70-point mark, that's also been a barometer of success in Valley play.
Absolutely, and I say that tonight it might take a little bit more if Indiana State plays as well as they did round one, but if Bradley can get that, control the game, they should be fine. And then it goes back to containing the dribble for the Braves. Don't let them get downhill, don't foul, and let the chips fall where they may.
Just about ready to tip it off at Carver Arena. Bradley, until lost to Drake just a few days ago, had a 12-game winning streak in this building, looking to keep that momentum going tonight. Our officials tonight, Darren George, Jeff Campbell, and Gene Grimshaw. There you get a look at the Indiana State starting five. And Christoph, when you talk about the Sycamores, you see number 2 in blue, center of your screen. Samaj Teal is really where the Sycamores offense begins.
Yeah, very good player. He's able to score at all three levels. He's fast, he's athletic, he makes threes, gets downhill. He's a guy you really got to contain, and he's the he makes this engine go for the Sycamores.
Bradley's starting lineup to follow. Braves win the tip-off, and they'll get the first crack at things. Talking about the Bradley starting lineup, a little bit different tonight. Ahmet Jonovic, his first start of the season, and he's got it out top for the Braves. A handoff to Christian Davis, and Zeke Montgomery will take a three to start it off and knocks it down.
And he's picking up where he left off last time they played Indiana State. Hit a bunch of threes that game, and he's started off hot here tonight.
Montgomery, one of a handful of Braves, starting his 18th game of the season, has been in the lineup for each of the Braves contests so far. A 14-3 start for Bradley, and it's Teal for Indiana State. Teal on a give and a three. Indiana State with a response, and in on the make from deep, Marcus Harding.
Harding's been a kid that's just gotten better as the season's gone on for them. You see him, showing all of his game there, stepping out and hitting that three.
Jonovic down low and one. Bradley with a three to kick it off, and an old-fashioned three potentially for the Serbian product, who had a season-high 12 points against Northern Illinois on November 16th. Off and running, a good start here for him tonight.
As you see in the pick and roll there, Jonovic does a good job catching it. Pump fakes, gets his man off his feet. And that's good, getting Harding one foul if you're Bradley. That's a great start for you, and you get the and one.
Jonovic, the free throw up and in. So Christoph, one of your keys for Indiana State, go on the attack. Bradley taking that key and running with it early.
Sure did, and I think the Braves, they're very aware of what's going on. They know the battle they had in Terre Haute last time. They're going to come out very focused and knowing they got to score the ball tonight.
Bruno Allison tossing a pass down low, was looking for Kamani Dowdy. They'll say it was last touched by Allison, and Bradley will take over. Here's Duke Dean, Bradley's leading scorer. Looking for Jonovic down low, tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Braves. Duke Dean, highlight reel player. He's about as good as it gets when you look at a player from beyond the arc.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Duke can do a little bit of everything. As we saw against UIC, how many times has he made, those pull-up, step-back threes like that?
Player you want to have in the clutch. Going to work with the moves here, looking for Darius Hanna across the way. Hanna will take a free throw, and he'll knock it down.
I thought Indiana State did a good job on him the first time they played. It's good to see Darius get off to a good start. You see this big lineup for Bradley trying to counteract what Indiana State wants to do.
Teal wants a three from deep, and he has a three. Look at Teal. That was a couple of steps beyond the arc.
Again, that kid can go, and you see Christian Davis on him at 6'6", starting off, and Duke Dean's going to match it right there as I'm talking. But you see Christian Davis was guarding Teal right there. They want to put some size on him.
What a start to this one. Both offenses getting up and down the floor, taking threes and going down in the paint. Getting some action down there. Here's Teal on a give to Allison, and Allison on a give to Camp Wagner. Harding gets it. Now it's Allison looking for Teal to the corner. Dowdy passes up a three, steps through traffic, and a shot contested. They'll call a foul.
And right there again, you see the shot fake. Now this time going in, using it to dribble, drive, and draw a foul. That's twice now we've seen that, once on each end, where that shot fakes, just simple fundamental basketball, comes in to help your team.
Dowdy will break this stat in just a second, but there have been 6 scorers in this one. 5 of them have 3 points. As you take a look, first free throw counted for Dowdy. Big crowd here at Carver Arena making a little noise as Dowdy hits the second. Last game, Bradley will play without students back in the building. There are, of course, a few on hand here at Carver, but Bradley will go on the road and then come back home against Illinois State. That'll be the first game after Bradley's new semester tips off.
Seen a little wrinkle here from Indiana State going to zone. Davis got a good look out of it, but wasn't able to knock it in.
Indiana State the rebound. They'll go to Teal. He wants a 3, had one earlier. That one's too strong, off the back iron. Hanna gives chase and brings in the rebound. Indiana State's offense, Christoph, for the season averaging just north of 83 points per game.
And that's really impressive. And you know what's even more impressive? This is a stat you don't hear too much. Indiana State is number 8 in the country in 2-point field goal percentage, which means they're getting high-level shots. And I think when I looked it up today, 77% of their twos are right at the rim, which would explain that high percentage.
Allison for 3, and he knocks it down. So we talk about that 2-point field goal percentage. They're able to get good looks in the paint and in the mid-range. Putting on a clinic from downtown tonight. There's a 3 that won't go.
No doubt. When you can get, layups and easy baskets at the rim, it's going to open up your 3-point shooting. And Indiana State certainly has taken advantage of that all year.
It was Corey Thomas that took that last 3 for Bradley, fresh into the game. Montgomery's going to bring in the rebound for Bradley. And up and along, here's Dean. Dean, high, low, Thomas off the bench and up and in for an easy 2.
Great pass from Duke Dean there, getting his teammate involved as he runs the floor right there, getting him rewarded.
Can't forget about what Dean can do as a passer. Picks up the assist there. Here's Dowdy. Dowdy on a handoff, finds Harding. Harding to Teal, they swing it around, and nobody's home in the post. So Indiana State will button up this point in a minute as we'll take our first break of the contest, but turnovers starting to plague the Sycamores early. We'll break that down when we come back. You're watching The Valley on ESPN, a slim lead for Bradley in the early stages.
This Chili's 3 for me only $10.99 when fast food is so expensive.
It could be because we don't have to pay for any mascots.
Please! I was born for this! Please!
Never gonna happen.
Wait, I know the song! I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
He doesn't work here.
Chili's baby back ribs.
3 for me means more for you. Get a bottomless drink, bottomless chips and salsa, and the Big Smasher Burger with fries for just $10.99 only at Chili's.
What the biggest companies deliver is an exceptional customer experience. What makes it possible is unmatched connectivity and 5G solutions from T-Mobile for Business. T-Mobile connects 100,000 Delta Airlines employees, powers Tractor Supply's stores nationwide with reliable 5G business internet, and partners with PGA of America on game-changing innovation. This is how business goes further with T-Mobile for Business.
Doug.
You'll be back! Emus can't help people customize and save hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual. You're just a flightless bird!
No, he's a dreamer, Frank.
And Doug.
Well, I'll be. That bird really did it.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Welcome back to Carver Arena in downtown Peoria, Illinois. Our entire Valley on ESPN crew happy to have you on board on a Wednesday night. There you get a look at Indiana State's huddle. Sycamores trailing by 2 in the early stages. Matthew Graves, the first-year coach for Indiana State. Christoph, he's been in a lot of close games so far this season, and he's no stranger to this Sycamores program.
No doubt about it. He's from White River Valley, right down the road from Terre Haute, North Switzer, Indiana, I believe. And he's a former head coach in South Alabama, and really him and the staff have done a great job with this team. They really struggled early in the season. They've been able to turn this thing around and find an identity, and it's just kudos to Coach Graves and the staff for getting the Sycamores rolling.
There were some question marks coming into this season. What would Indiana State be? Lost their head coach, lost a handful of players to the portal, but a 9-8 record to start things off. Sycamores have been playing competitive basketball night in and night out this season. For Indiana State, as Bradley comes out of the timeout, Christoph, 2 turnovers early. Talked about that before the break. That's plagued that offense so far as a turnaround jumper falls for Thomas, his second basket tonight.
And we talk about coaching here in the Valley and just coaching in general, but Indiana State showed zone. Coach Wardle and the staff knew it coming out of the timeout, had a set play drawn up, and an easy 2 for him. Great adjustment in game.
Teal setting that into motion for Indiana State. They lose it. Another turnover. Here's Hannah for the Braves. No, Thomas, the putback wouldn't fall. They kick it out. Montgomery wants a 3. That's short, and the rebound for Indiana State brought in by Aaron Gray, who just checked in from Providence, Rhode Island is Gray. And a foul down low. Going to work was Gray. We talk about him. Came over from Niagara before this season and played 31 minutes in the Sycamores contest against Belmont earlier this year.
And just a miscommunication by Bradley. No one picking the ball up there, and it leads to a foul. After Zeke Montgomery had a really good look at that 3. He's not going to make them all, but got to find your man in transition D.
Gray to the free throw line. Indiana State has made both of its free throws so far tonight. Monty Dowdy knocked down a pair earlier. Let's take another look at this. Watch out below. Owen Dimple doing a great job on our camera down here, but that's not such a fun sight to see when you're sitting under the rim.
In your house right there.
Glad to see Owen's all right. As Bradley works it ahead, here's Connor Dillon, the hometown product. Going to give to Thomas. Thomas dribbles right, a handoff to Dean. Deep 3 on the way. Won't fall. But Bradley an offensive rebound to extend the possession, and Hannah, a one-handed slam.
Those second chance points, I think Bradley only had about 10 the first time they played. That's a staple of Coach Wardle's system, crashing the offensive glass, and it's been effective early tonight.
Here's Teal for Indiana State. Kick to the corner and to the wing. A 3 to respond. Wagner leaves it short. Thomas brings in the rebound and gives to Montgomery. And Dean to Dillon in the corner, a 3. Off the mark. Crowd would have exploded.
Oh, no doubt. Good find by Dean right there. Good job by Dillon getting to his spot.
See what Indiana State does here. 4-point deficit. You always want to follow the dunk with a 3. Couldn't do it on the last possession. Down low, Jaden Daughtry into the game is fouled on the floor. Both teams going, sorry, Christoph.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. I was just going to say, that's twice Daughtry's been able to drive the baseline and draw a foul right there. His quickness, his size, versatility has been an issue for teams in this league.
Both teams go to the bench on the dead ball. Indiana State will inbound. Jaquan Johnson makes his first appearance for Bradley. More on him in a little bit. To the wing and Teal. Teal gets a screen. Out to Gray. Bradley cuts off Janai Summers in the corner. Shot clock winding down. And a 3 is short. Haven't seen many possessions go that deep into the shot clock tonight.
No, we haven't. No, we have not. Indiana State's 15th in the country in pace of play on offense. There's a reason for that, and a little bit of a controversial call there. The crowd certainly doesn't like it, but Sycamores are going to get it back.
Blocker charge, and they call charge against Montgomery. His second foul already tonight.
And that's big. That's big to get Zeke Montgomery a second foul with 13 minutes left in the first half. Bradley's going to have to in-game adjust. And a guy that scored 26 points against you last time if you're Indiana State is not in the game.
Talked about that at the top of the show. Go on the attack early, and Indiana State takes a charge. See if they can cut into a 4-point deficit. Daughtry attacking the rim, and another foul called. Crowd doesn't like that, but Indiana State Chance to maintain its perfect 4-of-4 mark at the free throw line.
And you're seeing these slashing wing types, bigger guards, smaller forwards, whatever you want to call them, and Daughtry, and then right here, you know, attacking the basket. We talked about being in attack mode. This is why they get layups. This is why they get free throws. 35 free throws first game for Indiana State, 15 for Bradley. We talked about for Indiana State to win tonight, they need to keep that same style of play to be successful.
Daughtry's first free throw is good. For the season, he's only made 48 of his 69 free throw attempts. First one, no problem there. He's only started 3 of his 17 appearances this season, Christoph, but 13.8 points off the bench, close to that 14-point-per-game mark. Really been a spark plug for Matthew Graves and company. Gets his second free throw to go.
He is the Vinnie Johnson of Indiana State, the microwave coming off the bench. You know you can rely on him. You know what he's going to bring to the table. And as a coach, that's just very comforting to have.
Did not start tonight, but has a quick 2 points. Here's Dillon on a give to Dean. Screen from the big man out top. Dillon looking and finding Johnson. Down low, Jonovic, and on a give to Johnson. Almost had his floater blocked, but instead it's 2 for the Braves.
A great job by Jonovic there, dumping it off to Cutting Johnson for a layup.
Braves haven't been able to pull away by more than 4 points so far tonight. Indiana State, nice move from Daughtry. We talk about all he brings to the table. Pair of free throws to start it off, and continues with a nice move under the rim.
And you see Teal's versatility again there, driving and making a beautiful pass.
How about a two-handed slam for Jonovic on a nice feed from Dean?
And I tell you, Coach Ward on the staff must have seen something on film, because they're really attacking in this pick-and-roll offense, and it's working. And I think they're going to keep going to it. Let's see what adjustments Indiana State makes. They went to that zone earlier, back in man, and then Bradley keeps going at him.
Been a fun one so far here, off the glass and in. The bank is open late at night for Alathan. Dillon gives it to Johnson. He wants a deep three. Threes were falling earlier for both teams. They've gone a little quiet from the perimeter. Johnson cuts in, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Another offensive rebound for Bradley right there. The pick and roll, that's been really working well for him. But Indiana State, let's credit them. Their offense has been very good again tonight, as we expected, as we've seen all year long.
How about the move for Bradley tonight to start Jonovic? Stands at 7'1", a little bit taller than Almar Atlason, who's been in and out of Bradley's lineup. Atlason has started 11 of his 17 appearances this season, but Jonovic has brought a nice element to the starting lineup tonight.
Well, again, he's a different player, so he's a complementary to Almar. He's a traditional big, can bang inside, score for you on the block, and defensively can do some different things as well. So it's an adjustment the staff made as they're working games against different teams, and see how the matchup works.
Johnson played 17 minutes at UIC. Bradley's win on Saturday at 5 points, 3 assists, pair of free throws there. Bradley's lead is 4. Next dead ball, immediate timeout. Let's see what team carries the momentum into the break. Here's Daughtry. Daughtry on a handoff to Summers. Summers gives it to corner. Doughty carried his dribble, and that'll take us to the break. Bradley a 4-point lead. Shots falling early and often at Carver Arena tonight. Cold night outdoors. Glad you're with us inside. We'll take a break and come back for more. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
Our new home.
Somebody pinch me.
Somebody say pinch?
Pinch,
pinch time.
We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
You don't call for pinches?
Call for protection.
Hit it.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea?
We're in Ohio.
So is that close, or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome to the Playground Showdown. On today's field, we have Mom versus her pint-sized powerhouse Timmy. Mom takes off like a blur, and oh, looks like she's hurt her foot, and is now showing us an impromptu dance.
Whether your game is on the basketball court or the playground, get back to it with world-class orthopedic care. Brought to you by OSF Healthcare and Great Plains Orthopedics, official sports medicine providers for Bradley Athletics. Find care now at osfhealthcare.org/orthocare.
The Ford family of SUVs, proud sponsor of winter. Now get a Bronco Sport Big Bed for $349 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Welcome back to Peoria. Glad you're with us tonight. The Valley on ESPN. Brian Wardle, Bradley's now long-tenured head coach, his 10th season at the helm of this Braves program. Not long ago, he was the Valley's Coach of the Year, and Christoph, I think he's got to like what he sees in his Braves here to kick things off tonight.
Oh, no doubt about it. I think you see Bradley coming out being the aggressor, and look at Coach Wardle's resume there. You know, multiple-time Missouri Valley tourney champion, Missouri Valley regular season champion. He's done a little bit of it all in this league, and I know the Braves certainly want to get back to the NCAA tournament, but Bradley, you know, when he took the job over, it was a complete rebuild, and now they are a traditional mainstay at the top of the league.
Had a chance to catch up with Wardle shortly before this one tipped off. There's Jonovic, gets it to go. Ball hesitated a little on its way down, but it decides to work in the Braves' favor. Talked with Wardle shortly before this one tipped off. He really liked his team's defense against UIC, their win on Saturday. Came down to the wire. Hold that thought. Here's Hannah. Hannah with two hands!
Emphatic right there. And to your point, the defense against Drake was really good too. It's just Drake was good defensively, and Bradley didn't quite have it that night. Other than Indiana State, Bradley's held everyone below 70 points in league play, which again is something that's a staple of Coach Wardle's brand.
I think even that dunk may be a sign of defense, right? The turnover, the fast break.
Absolutely.
Indiana State tries to respond. Josiah Legree couldn't knock it down. Here's Dean for the Braves. Braves will slow it down after Hannah's emphatic slam. Dean to Hannah, wants a three, trying to stay hot. Just a little too much on it. The rebound for Christian Davis, and a jump ball. The arrow will favor Indiana State.
And again, you look at that, that's an offensive rebound where they get the jump ball out. So it doesn't hurt you. You can turn it into a positive. You'll get the ball to start the second half, assuming there's not another jump ball. But a good job on the offensive glass there, earning yourself an extra possession.
Get another look at the dunk from Hannah. 3 dunks tonight for the Braves, 2 of them from Hannah, who's meant so much to this program last couple of seasons, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Jonovic, a rebound, had the other dunk, and Johnson will run point here for the Braves. Alley-oop, a little bit off, but Jonovic, an adjustment, can't get it to go.
And Jonovic outthinked himself again on that one, but again, the pick and roll is just killing Indiana State right there. Jonovic caught it. I think he thought somebody was going to be close by, and he just made an extra move, and all he had to do was go up and lay it in.
One thing Indiana State has done well in the early stages tonight, getting to the free throw line. And for more free throws here, it'll be Aaron Gray.
And we talked about that earlier in the game when Indiana State, you know, they almost upset Bradley earlier in the year. Well, when you look at the box score and you're like, well, how'd they do it? Bradley made 12 free throws in that game. Excuse me, Bradley shot 15 free throws in that game. Indiana State made 30, more than doubled them up. And when you're doing that, you're going to give yourself a chance to win every game.
Gray had a nice game. Indiana State's last contest was a narrow loss to Belmont, 84-79. Gray, who just made a pair of free throws, had 11 points and 10 boards. Johnson will get to the free throw line and one.
And we've seen the dump off the high ball screen. That time Johnson kept it. Indiana State made a small adjustment, bumped the big man, but then didn't take the guard. And so now he's going to get an and one. And Coach Graves is not happy with. He's going to call a timeout here and get that cleaned up.
There you get another look at Johnson going to the line. Bradley, a pair of and one opportunities tonight. Johnson did not start, but again, 17 minutes against UIC, had a nice game on Saturday.
I really like the future of Bradley's backcourt with both Johnson and Birch, 2 Milwaukee guys. Coach Jimmy Foster done a great job recruiting that area along with Coach Wardle. Both have deep Wisconsin ties, and you can see it paying off.
Marion Birch not in the rotation for Bradley today, a little under the weather. Something's going around, but Bradley hoping to have him back soon.
And he was a guy that had a really good game last time these two teams played. So I know he was definitely on Indiana State scouting report.
Speaking of under the weather, how about a call for Brian Beto, who folks usually see and hear from on these broadcasts. He's also a little under the weather, we understand tonight, hoping to have him back soon. Happy to fill in for him tonight. I'm Joey Wright, Christoph Kendrick to my right, and our entire crew doing a great job. Rem Show production crew at Carver Arena. Johnson gets the free throw to fall.
Certainly wish Brian a speedy recovery and can't wait to get him back. But Joey, you're doing great tonight, my man. Enjoying working with you.
And all the same to you. This has been a fun call so far. Under 10 minutes to play in the first half. Teal for Indiana State. And this is the first time, Christoph, where Indiana State's really playing from behind. Bradley's bumped that lead up to double digits. Dowdy wants a three. And the Sycamores can't get off the schneid.
And we got an injury here for Bradley. Corey Thomas went down on that. This looked like he came down an awkward angle after he got that rebound.
Bradley's other four players quickly over to Thomas, and he will get up and walk to the bench, largely under his own power, and now he breaks away from Hanna. Jonovic will come back in. We'll hope that Thomas is okay. Looked like, you don't want to speculate, but maybe just came down funny on the knee, maybe the ankle.
Sprained knee, sprained ankles. We get a look at it right here. Yeah, all his weight came down on his right leg right there, and that can give you a stinger. Hopefully that's just it.
Bradley hoping to have him back so far tonight. Thomas, 4 points, made 2 of his 4 field goal attempts. And I think the key stat when you look at Thomas, 4 rebounds. Bradley has an 11-7 rebounding edge to Dean, fading away and knocking it down.
And you get a little back screen into a staggered double with a handoff right there. And Duke Dean is magnificent in playing off that kind of stuff. And you really, really have to be locked in defending that when you're going against Bradley because of it.
6 points for Dean tonight, both coming on makes from downtown. Connor Dillon, the hometown product, who played his high school ball at nearby Peoria Notre Dame High School, checks in. And for Indiana State, Derek Borst, the product of Lucky, Ohio. There's a look at Dillon, who had 5 rebounds, no points. Bradley's last time out on Saturday. Here's Dean. I think that would have been a deep 2, but it doesn't fall. Lead 13 points, another steal. Dillon coming away with that. And here's Dean, a transition 3. Leaves it short. Dowdy the rebound.
Well, up and down right here for us as we expected tonight. Good job by Bradley causing the turnover. Dean got 2, looks he can make. Just didn't fall.
Teal all the way to the basket, and he'll get to the line. That's where Indiana State has gotten most of its offense. 7 of 8 free throw attempts. Bradley's on a 6-0 run. In the last minute or so, you get another look at the foul and a 14-3 scoring edge in the last 4 minutes.
And, Coach Wardle talked about it to us before the game about containing the dribble. It's something we've talked about all year long. It was one of his concerns going into the year. He thought potentially was a bit of a weakness that they could get better at. But certainly Indiana State, I've talked about Bradley, using pick and rolls to go at Indiana State. Well, the Sycamores are just being aggressive and getting downhill and trying to replicate that 35 foul shots they had in Terre Haute 2 weeks ago.
Dean walks it up for Bradley. It's been a fun year of comebacks so far. Bradley has been really good in the clutch. Indiana State's played a lot of close games. When you look at Indiana State, Christoph, that's kind of the story of the Sycamores season. In every game, they'd like to see a few more of those close games go their way. You look at some of their losses. We talk about the Bradley game in Terre Haute in overtime to start the new year, but a tough loss to Valparaiso, 98-95, and the 5-point loss to Belmont on Saturday. So if Braves can get a couple of these games to tilt in the Sycamores' favor, they'll be right in the thick of things.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. But when you can score the ball the way Indiana State does, you're going to give yourself a chance to win every game. But you can see their kryptonite right now is defensively defending that ball screen. And that's Christian Davis, who's a very capable ball handler, but not the fastest guy, not the most fleet-footed. But he gets downhill and he draws 2 free throws right here.
Davis is yet to score. He's played all but 1 minute so far tonight. Johnson will check in. First free throw is good. Another look at the foul. A little bit of contact there. They'll call it on Vorst. Dean to the bench. Second free throw not there. Jonovic trying to keep it alive. And they'll call an Indiana State foul.
Yeah. And that is a team offensive rebound. Get credit to Jonovic. Get a foul on Indiana State, you get an extra possession. Those are the little things that help you win games, especially in a league where every game is so close.
Bradley's rebounding edge, 12-9, doesn't really jump off the page, but their offensive rebounding advantage, 5-0. Here's Johnson to the corner. They swing it around. Dillon drives, and he will knock it down. A contested 2 for the hometown kid.
Great ball movement right there by Bradley. Dillon does a good job surveying the situation, goes up and finishes. You can tell he's a 4th, 5th year guy with that veteran savvy.
Bradley's lead, its largest tonight. Here's Forrest trying to get a little momentum for the Sycamores. Not there. An offensive rebound, Indiana State's first of the night, and it's Aaron Gray who's played nice minutes for the Sycamores so far.
No question about it. He's a kind of a Swiss Army knife type kid.
Davis goes to work, doesn't get back to the line. A little too much power on that. Indiana State trying to stack points. Here's Gray. That 3 didn't look good out of his hand. Dillon the rebound. Dillon a scrappy couple of minutes. Saw that contested 2 a moment ago, and Hull's in the board. Johnson. Jonovic the screen. Jonovic gets it. Dillon is wide open. His 3 is good.
Great job by Jonovic. He's got a few assists tonight just by making the extra pass. He's rolling off these ball screens or catching it in the post, and he's surveying. He's making good decisions.
Well, an easy call there. Teal called for the offensive foul. Through the handout. Johnson sells it well, but an offensive foul will go against Indiana State and take us to our next media timeout. Bradley, a 15-point lead on its home floor. There's the 3 from Dillon. Crowd loves it at Carver Arena. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
Any questions?
How did you become the Capital One Bank guy?
I've always been passionate about no fees or minimums on checking accounts.
Aren't you in the Hall of Fame?
And didn't you live in space?
What's in your wallet?
Target made Good and Gather for you, helping you save on tasty berries frozen at peak ripeness, ready whenever you need them. Everyday favorites at unbeatable prices. We made Good and Gather for you, only at Target.
How is this Chili's 3 for me only $10.99 when fast food is so expensive?
It could be because we don't have to pay for any mascots.
Please! I was born for this! Please!
Never gonna happen.
Wait, I know the song! I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
He doesn't work here.
Chili's baby back ribs.
3 for me means more for you. Get a bottomless drink, bottomless chips and salsa, and the Big Smasher Burger with fries for just $10.99 only at Chili's.
You got the tickets?
Vivid Seats has legit tickets for legit fans. From concerts to sports and everything in between. Vivid Seats makes scoring great deals on great seats. Fast, easy, and reliable. When it's something you can't miss, Vivid Seats doesn't miss. With the only ticket company in the game that rewards you for buying. Vivid Seats, official ticketing partner of ESPN.
From starting strong to it's been a week. So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market.
Good crowd on hand at Carver Arena in downtown Peoria tonight. They like what they see so far. The hometown Braves, a 39-24 leader over Indiana State. Christoph, what has keyed the Bradley offense here in the last few minutes? They've built their edge to the largest point it's been tonight.
Well, they're shooting the ball well. They're sharing the ball very well. I've said it a few times tonight, but their pick and roll offense has been extremely effective against Indiana State. You can tell the offensive scout's been very good.
Just under 7 minutes left to play in the first half at Carver Arena. We've seen Great outings from Jonovic for the Braves. He leads the way with 7 points. Darius Hannah, Duke Dean, 6 points apiece. And a 3 will fall from Jaquan Johnson.
And again, Indiana State comes out of that timeout in the zone. Bradley's ready for it. I said something just now about good ball movement. You see it right there again. Johnson ready to shoot. 3 points.
3 to respond. 3's not falling for Indiana State. Trees are 3 of 12 from deep. Here's Montgomery to the block, up and in. Zeke Montgomery.
Well, when you take a lot of 3s, you're going to be susceptible. Great play by Dillon right there. Great play by Dillon.
Another steal for the Braves, and Hannah. Hannah to Atlason. Omar Atlason is checked into the game. Johnson, another 3, and he knocks it down, and the crowd to its feet. Bradley's lead is 23 points.
Does it look like Johnson might be working under Duke Dean and Darryl Brown is his on coaching staff here?
Let's take another look. Elmar Atlason fresh into the game at the last time out. There's the Bradley bench. Look at Christian Davis. He loves it. Fans agree. Bradley has been all over Indiana State since this game started. It was close in the early stages, but the Braves really getting out and running with it.
Yeah, I think at one point it was 23-19. We'd have to look that one up, but man, Bradley's just been on fire. They're doing everything, executing at a high level. I said something earlier about how ever since they played Indiana State, every game's been very tight in the 60s or 50s, and now it's like that frustration they've had, they just boom, let it out.
Well, our research team tonight is a computer they've so graciously placed next to us. It confirms a 26-5 run in the last 6.5 minutes and an 11-0 run for Bradley in the last 2:20.
Well, the Braves certainly right now are pouring it on, getting a big first half lead, and Indiana State has to be looking for answers. But what I was saying before that Dillon steal was when you shoot 3s like that and you're going to get misses, long misses, it's going to lead to easy transition baskets, and Bradley's taking advantage every time of that. Even the ones where they haven't scored, they've gotten wide open looks on it.
Bradley's led tonight for just north of 13 minutes. Bradley's shooting 56% from the field. They've made 18 of their 32 attempts. Only gotten to the free throw line for 6 free throws. But I think also, you know, we talk about defense, the turnover battle. Bradley winning that 9-1. Here's Teal to the corner. 3 is short, and a rebound for Johnson. Dean for 3. Doesn't get that one to go. Bradley's only leading the rebounding margin, or the rebounding category, I should say, 14-11. So they are out rebounding Indiana State, but not by a wide margin. It's been those offensive rebounds that have made the difference there.
And no doubt about it. Those offensive rebounds leading those extra possessions have been huge.
Finally, a 3 falls for Indiana State. Again, they came out of the gates hot, but Camp Wagner puts them back on the board in that category. Indiana State's 4th 3 tonight. Dillon looking for the basket, gives to Dean, swing it around. Atlason, the big fella, steps in. And a pass, maybe to an assist for Dillon. No, he leaves it short.
And again, you're seeing the unselfishness, sharing the ball right there. Great ball movement, getting Indiana State to fly by, and then hitting the next guy, and you get an open look.
Connor Dillon tonight. Talked a lot about him doing the dirty work. 2 rebounds, 2 steals, 5 points. Got a good look at him a moment ago. Just north of 4.5 minutes to play here in the half, Christoph. What does Indiana State have to do in this last 5 minutes, we'll call it, to have a chance in this one at the second half?
Well, what you'd like to do ideally is for sure get under 15. It's not unreasonable to get under 10. But you got to start stacking up stops, get defensive rebounds, stay disciplined on defense, know your assignments, don't blow ball screen coverages, and then let your offense take care of itself. They're talented, they'll get some points.
Daughtry going to work, but he's called for a travel. Indiana State's 10th turnover tonight. Let's take a look.
That's just really good job by Thomas holding his ground right there on Daughtry. He loses his balance, and that leaves that travel. Good job by Thomas.
Davis to Hannah. Hannah, the 2 dunks earlier. Hannah goes to work and 1. So Christoph, when it's your night, and Bradley could have 50 points with 4 minutes to play in the half.
No doubt. And Daughtry just got caught that time, or excuse me, Walker just got caught that time in no man's land. You're in that restricted circle, you got to jump. You got to jump or it's an automatic foul. And you see the maturation of Darius Hannah. That's a strength to finish over the top and make that an and one.
Hannah started 35 games last season. Graduate student for Bradley. Last year he was on the Missouri Valley Conference's most improved team and has really turned it on in Valley play. Rough outing against UIC, more fouls than points, but did tally 21 points against Valparaiso. Braves double overtime thriller to end 2024. There's a three for Daughtry.
And again, that's what you're saying. You talk about them getting back in the game. They're going to score. Bradley's defense is really good, but they're going to score. They just got to figure out a way to stop Bradley.
Indiana State defensively giving up 78.5 points per game this season. Still less than they average offensively, just south of 84 points, but it is you got to score a lot of points when you're going to give up almost 80 on a nightly basis. 50-30 is Bradley's lead. Still 3:34 to play in the first half. We'll take a break. You're watching The Valley on ESPN.
There's one quality we all want from an auto repair shop. Honesty, right? At Peoria Tire and Vulcanizing, everything we do is to earn your trust. Whether changing your car's oil, putting new tires on your tractor, or maintaining your commercial vehicles, we do it with integrity at Peoria Tire, like we've done for 100 years. Give us a call right now, and we'll get you set up with an appointment. Honesty, the original way to do business. From the original Peoria Tire.
Since 1991, St. Louis has served as the gateway to the best men's basketball tournaments. Arch Madness. Experience buzzer beaters, madness, and Missouri Valley Conference glory. And it begins here. The 2025 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament, presented by Credit Union One and Great Southern Bank, tips off March 6th through the 9th. Celebrate 35 years of Arch Madness. Get your tickets now at archmadness.com.
Welcome to the Playground Showdown. On today's field, we have Mom versus her pint-sized powerhouse, Timmy. Mom takes off like a blur, and oh, looks like she's hurt her foot, and is now showing us an impromptu dance.
Whether your game is on the basketball court or the playground, get back to it with world-class orthopedic care. Brought to you by OSF Healthcare and Great Plains Orthopedics, official sports medicine providers for Bradley Athletics. Find care now at osfhealthcare.org/orthocare.
Welcome back to Peoria. Arch Madness tips off March 6th, runs through the 9th in St. Louis. And the Missouri Valley Conference Fan Hangout at Ballpark Village is the best place to celebrate before and after games. Visit the Missouri Valley Conference Fan Hangout to enjoy Ballpark Village restaurants, entertainment, and everything Arch Madness. For more information, visit archmadness.com and click on Fan Hangout. Joey Wright and Christoph Kendrick hanging out with you at Carver Arena, downtown Peoria tonight. And Christoph, if Bradley plays at Arch Madness like it has started tonight's game, those are going to be some happy BU fans at the Fan Hangout at Ballpark Village.
No question about it. When you got 50 points with 3.5 minutes left in the first half, you're doing something right on offense. And honestly, holding Indiana State to 30 points right now, you got to finish out the half strong, but you'll take that.
Free throws coming for Zeke Montgomery, product of Louisville, Kentucky. Free throw coming, I should say. Oh, pardon me, free throws. Looked like everyone was looking for the 1-and-1. Everyone came in and crashed the paint there on the first free throw. Got it. There you get a look at a laugh from Matthew Graves. Second free throw falls.
Good sub by Bradley there. Montgomery's got 2 fouls, trying to play him offense, defense here to finish the half. Dylan comes in. Dylan's been extremely effective, especially defensively. He's made some open shots, but you mentioned those 2 steals and getting after it.
Samaj Teal brings it up for Indiana State, and they do a nice job of tooling it down low to Jaden Daughtry. Nothing there. Dylan want to give to Hannah. And a nice pass to Thomas back into the game. Went down with an injury earlier, but looks to be all right as he finds 2 points.
It's good to see that. And again, his strength right there going up over the top and finishing. It's a really good pass from Hannah.
Teal attacks, leaves it short. Rebound ultimately caroms to Dylan. Here's Hannah. Somehow maintains his dribble, finds Dean. Camp Wagner comes out for the defense. Wagner will guard Hannah. Hannah to Thomas. Dillon, and here's Dean. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Pass to Hannah is intercepted. Teal looking to get out and run with it. Finds Dowdy. Teal gets it back. Dowdy, the pass is intercepted by Dean.
Christian Davis knocked it loose. That's what he does. And Bradley with a quick trigger.
Connor Dillon mentioned he played his high school ball in Peoria. Peoria, Notre Dame.
There we go, baby. Yeah, all over it. All over it.
Started his college career at Winona State and has been a nice part of this Bradley roster since he came back home. Dillon tonight, 8 points on the 3. Jalen Walker for Indiana State Sycamores looking to find something, anything before halftime, and a foul. So Walker tried to put it up with the left hand.
Just like that, this is a 27-point game, Joey. I knew it was getting bad, but I didn't realize it was getting this bad.
Maybe just a rough week for Indiana teams in the first half. You look at what the Hoosiers did against Illinois yesterday. Gave up 60 in the first half. Illinois ultimately a big winner at Assembly Hall. Free throw will not fall for Walker. Bradley has 2 minutes to get to the 60-point mark, and the way things are going, Bradley still at 56% from the field. That stat has not changed. Walker from Raleigh, North Carolina. Crowd gets loud. His second free throw falls. Walker's first appearance since a win against Evansville in early January. Had a rebound, 2 rebounds, and an assist that night. Played 10 minutes. Jonovich going to work on Dowdy, and a foul is called.
Yeah, and again, he gets a smaller guy down there on him. Bradley's able to take advantage of the matchup. Jonovich just got to go to the line, knock these in. Does a good job just getting deep post position, and then there's nothing you can do if you're Dowdy in that spot.
It was a little surprising to me, Christoph, as good as Jonovich has been for the Braves this season. It's his first start, 15th appearance.
Well, with the depth Bradley has, it's something, you know, that you just don't see at the mid-major level like that. And when you've got Allison and you've got Hannah and now you got Thomas, you know, it's a lot of good big guys they can throw at you. I mean, even going to the guard spot, the Birch is out tonight. And look at what Dillon and Johnson have done.
Jonovich second free throw would not go, but an offensive rebound and almost an and one for Davis. He'll go to the line. Offensive rebounds, that's Bradley's 6th.
I can tell you Indiana State staff's not going to be happy about that. That's the second offensive rebound off a free throw. It's, you know, you're getting beat by, 27 points here late in the first half. This is when you got to show your character, keep battling, because you can take these experiences and it can help you down the line.
Davis to the charity stripe. First one falls. Indiana State's going to bring in Derek Gorst, and he will come in relief of Daughtry. Take a look at that offensive rebound from Davis. Davis on Saturday, 10 points, 32 minutes against the Flames. Duke Teen was the hero for Bradley in that one. Davis, a season high, by the way, scored 21 points against Texas State. And looking at what Davis has done this season, played 44 minutes against Valparaiso, and a double overtime will help that, but still played more than the equivalent of a full game. Helped Bradley to a narrow win in this building.
Another foul on the floor right there by the Braves. Going to go to the resultant free throws. I believe it's going to be a 1-and-1 here. I think that's 9. Again, we're talking about a 29-point game, but if you want to complain about something, maybe Bradley could not foul as much. I know we talked about it as a key. Nonetheless, it's only led to 31 Sycamore points. For a team that averages 83 points a game, you're in the 31 and a half. Or, excuse me, 31 points in the half. I think you're going to take it.
Yeah, not a whole lot to complain about for Bradley here in the first 20 minutes. First free throw does fall for Teal, who, as we talked about earlier, is the Sycamores' leading scorer, just north of 17 points per game. There's Bradley coach Brian Wardle. And the second free throw falls for Teal. Go back to that, you mentioned earlier, Christoph, Indiana State shot 30 free throws in the first contest against the Braves this season, and they're halfway there, almost halfway there anyways. 13 so far tonight. Made 11 of them. Davis driving on Teal. And Dillon fouled on his way up. Thought he had an open path to the bucket.
You know, to counter what I just said, too, we talked about that free throw disparity the first game. Bradley's drawn 11 fouls on Indiana State so far tonight, too, in the first half. That's another way you get up to 60 points.
Dillon at the line. His first is good. Take your pick of the stats for Bradley, yeah. And they all look pretty good. How about Bradley's 16 assists so far to Indiana State's 5. Dillon's second free throw is good. And Bradley, I didn't make mention of this, but of course they have eclipsed 60 points here in the half. And even more so with those 2 free throws from Dillon. Doughty, a deep 3.
Another steal by Dillon there. Heady player just all over the court. He's going to get 2 more free throws.
2 free throws for Dillon's trouble. Look out. Flying into your living room is Teal. 2 fouls, 2, and Dillon back to the free throw line. As they show it on the scoreboard, Dillon a little slide after the fact.
And we'll have to look up what kind of record this might be. You'd have to go back to the Hersey Hawkins days, I think, see when Bradley was scoring points like that.
Dillon's first free throw. Can't add to that. I was just thinking about that. I don't have it in front of me. Would be curious to see the last time Bradley hit 60 points in the first half. There's another look. Dillon. You know, Dillon is not the tallest player by any means on the roster. Only stands at 6'2", not undersized, but seems like every possession for the Braves, he's down low in the post going to work.
He's got a good nose for the basketball, as you might say. He's always around it. Heady player, smart player. Can shoot it. You've seen him get those 3 steals tonight. He just knows what's going on. He pays attention to scouting report.
Walker looking for Wagner on the wing. Wagner, that won't go. Indiana State, you know, on the season, 34% from 3, little under 35%. 34.7 if we want to be specific, but tonight, 5 of 17. Bradley will call a timeout, looking to set up the last possession of the half. You live by the 3, you die by the 3. Just not there for Indiana State so far in this one.
And credit to Braves defense. Camp Wagner had a terrific game against Bradley the first time. He's made a couple tonight. But Coach Wardle really, talked to us about stressing, going over the top of all screens, going over the top of handoffs, making everything contested, everything hard. And Bradley's certainly done that tonight. Again, we're talking about 63 points in the first half. That obviously stands out. But when you're holding a team that averages 83 points per game to 33 and a half, your defense needs to be saluted as well.
Well, again, we talked with Brian Wardle shortly before this one, and defense is such a big part of the Bradley way. Compete, defend, rebound. Those are the 3 points that Wardle likes to touch on. And in Bradley's win on Saturday, held a good UIC team to 60 points. Indiana State on pace for just a tick more than that here tonight, but defense was really what helped Bradley come back in that one. Bradley trailed in the late stages of that one. Trailed by, I believe, 8 points in the last 2 minutes. A furious comeback effort. Duke Dean the hero as he dribbles in front of us in Chicago. Bradley looking for one more hurrah in what's been a great first half. Here's Dean. Dean to Davis. 4 for the half. Gets it to go. Indiana State won't get it in, and Bradley leads by 33 points as the Carver Arena crowd comes to its feet.
I don't know if they're going to take a look at that one more time to see if it was a 2 or a 3. Nonetheless, that's the first half it's been for Bradley, and that is a exclamation point on a dominant first half for the Braves.
When it's your night, it's your night. 8 different scorers already for Bradley, and the Braves have doubled up the Sycamores again with that last shot under review, but as it stands, it's a 33-point lead for the Braves on their home court. They've been so good here this season. We'll take a break and come back to Peoria. Thanks for being with us tonight on the Valley on ESPN.
Target made Good and Gather for you, helping you save on tasty berries frozen at peak ripeness, ready whenever you need them. Everyday favorites at unbeatable prices. We made Good and Gather for you, only at Target.
Oh, sorry, babe.
Yo.
We all bring something different to the table. Ben's Original. We're all original recipes.
How is this Chili's 3 for me only $10.99 when fast food is so expensive?
It could be because we don't have to pay for any mascots.
Please! I was born for this! Please!
Never gonna happen.
Wait, I know the song! I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
He doesn't
baby
work
back.
here.
Chili's baby back Williams.
3 for me means more for you. Get a bottomless drink, bottomless chips and salsa, and the Big Smasher Burger with fries for just $10.99 only at Chili's.
See you later. Mr. Lee.
Hi, Zoe.
How can I help you today?
Do you know if there's a less expensive option for my new Medicare prescription?
Medicare? Really? I might have to see some ID, Mr. Lee. Here, let me check on that for you. Okay, so I'll give your doctor's office a call and then
This is not just help with a Medicare prescription.
Thank you, Zoe.
Anytime. Bye.
This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
Marco.
You're the one who wanted to book a place with our own pool.
Yep. When you'd rather enjoy the pool than clean someone else's.
What is that?
Sweetie, get out of the pool.
Welcome to the Conrad.
It matters where you stay. Hey, thank you. Conrad Hotels and Resorts. Hilton for the stay.
The Pro Bowl games are back. And this year, stars show off their best moves as they compete in the skills show.
Oh, my goodness.
Plus, the AFC and NFC meet again in flag football.
Touchdown.
Can Peyton and Eli Manning coach the league's best to glory?
That's 6 for Chase.
The 2025 Pro Bowl games. Skills show Thursday, January 30th at 7 on ESPN. And don't miss flag football and more skills Sunday, February 2nd at 3 on ESPN and ABC.
Subscription to Club Car Wash. All right, Kenzie.
Welcome back to Peoria. Since 1907, we've been one valley, united institutions with common goals, breaking down barriers and building up communities. MVC student athletes are leaving a lasting impact in the places they call home by sharing diverse perspectives and fostering a climate of unity for future Valley pioneers. We are one valley. Welcome back to Carver Arena. The tricycle race going on here on the floor. I'm Joey Wright. To my right is Christoph Kendrick. And Christoph, no shortage of highlights for Bradley in the first half. They lead Indiana State 66-33.
Yeah, when you shoot 58% from the field, you got to feel pretty good about yourself, and that's what Bradley's done. I mean, there's really nothing much else to say. Bradley's done everything well. I think when you're a coach and you draw up a game plan and a scouting report, you want all your shots to go in, and you want the other team's shots not to go in because your defense is working, and that's pretty much been the case tonight.
How about a history lesson here? Bradley with 66 points in the first half. First time they've scored this many points in the first 20 minutes since a 101-72 win against Rutgers back in 2006. Jeremy Crouch was Bradley's leading scorer that night with 19 points, and Bradley's getting it done from everywhere on the floor tonight, almost a decade later.
No doubt. And
2 decades later.
2 decades later. And oh, man, it makes me feel old. And everybody's contributing tonight. Like you said, getting it done all over the court. You know, you look at it, you got 8, 9, 7, 6, 6, 11, and 13. So you've got 8 different Braves in the scores box already, and it's very balanced attack. And they're doing it from behind the arc, inside the arc, at the free throw line, every way imaginable. Just a really good game for Bradley tonight.
Let's get into the first half stats. Looking at Bradley, very effective from the field, almost 58%. Three-pointers have been falling. I think the big thing for me, Christoph, the turnover battle. They forced Indiana State into 12 turnovers. That's led to plenty of points off of turnovers, in fact, 21 of them. And then you look at the rebounds and the bench points. Everything clicking for the Braves tonight.
And the bench points the first game were even. Both teams actually had 30 bench points the first time these two teams played. Bradley's got that at half. Bradley, number 2 in KenPom in the country in three-point per shooting. So 44% shouldn't be too much of a surprise. But you're right, when you add in 10 extra turnovers, that's just 10 possessions. Bradley's getting a shot, and Indiana State's not, is the way you got to look at it. And it's really, really costing the Sycamores tonight.
The bench points aren't likely to stop for the Braves. Their two leading scorers, Jaquan Johnson with 13, Connor Dillon with 11, both coming off the bench tonight. We'll send it to another break. You're watching Missouri Valley Conference basketball. It's been all Bradley in the first 20 minutes. We'll see what the second half brings as our halftime coverage continues. This is the Valley on ESPN.
Target made Good and Gather for you, helping you save on tasty berries frozen at peak ripeness, ready whenever you need them. Everyday favorites at unbeatable prices. We made Good and Gather for you, only at Target.
Or what if we move back?
Hold on and let me think. We need a miracle.
Miracle every Thursday starting at 2:45.
I love you.
I know.
Find childcare that fits your schedule. Learn more at care.com.
Hey, college basketball fans.
Your favorite teams and conferences
Are on ESPN Plus,
You get a stellar slate of in-conference games.
including the Big 12, Atlantic 10, and many more.
Sign up now and catch your favorite teams.
This card is absolutely amazing.
Islam Makhachev, the best in the world.
What is it going to take to stop this guy?
Arman Sarukian.
Real world championship caliber skills. The toughest challenge for the champion, Murad Wabashvili, is Umar Nurmagomedov.
It all goes down from Inglewood, California into a dome. Live on pay-per-view.
This is TGL presented by SoFi. 24 of the best players in the world. No, the universe pitted against each other 3 versus 3. In a first-of-its-kind arena. More Tiger, more Rory, more everybody. 6 teams, Atlanta, Boston, LA, New York, the Bay, and Jupiter.
Not that Jupiter.
What else? We had a shot clock, mic'd up players, a ref, playoffs, 15 holes, overtime, timeouts. Did we mention the green moves? High tech, higher stakes, and you get to watch it all on ESPN, baby. Keep up. It's golf.
For the love of football, derbies, ultras, and Humba, and every match on ESPN Plus.
Nothing like in the Bundesliga.
For the love of braces and hat tricks,
With a belter.
belters and wonder goals,
Oh, that's a wonder goal.
number 9s and the Torschützenkönig. For the love of the Invincibles,
Leverkusen, unbeaten champions.
for the love of Bundesliga, exclusively on ESPN Plus.
It's League One volleyball. 6 teams, 6 cities, set it off.
Atlanta, Austin, Houston, Madison, Omaha, Salt Lake.
Exclusively on ESPN and ESPN Plus.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
The best of college basketball every Saturday on ESPN.
Welcome back to Peoria. A lot of action on this court at Carver Arena. Bradley up on Indiana State 66-33 at halftime. Let's take a look at the road ahead, starting with Indiana State. They are at home against Drake on the 18th of January, just a couple of days from now. You'll see that on ESPNU. Valley on ESPN bringing you the remaining 4 contests in Indiana State's upcoming 5-game stretch. Back here in Central Illinois to face Illinois State on the 21st. And then they will host Missouri State, travel to Chicago on February 1st, and then host Valparaiso, a little Indiana matchup on February 5th. So Drake, Illinois, at home, Illinois, at home, Illinois, at home is kind of the pattern for the Sycamores. And for Bradley, at Murray State on the 18th. ESPN Plus will have that, and Belmont, then a game on CBS Sports Network against Illinois State. In fact, Bradley just tweeted out a little teaser for the fans. Chaos at Carver. They're advertising That'll be the first game Bradley plays back with fans as the new semester kicks off. They'll rematch with UIC and then travel to Cedar Falls to face Northern Iowa on February 2nd. All but one of those games for you on the Valley on ESPN. Bradley a big leader here so far, 66-33. And Bradley making it happen. Handful of dunks. Let's take a look at a few of them. Actually, we'll check that and we'll throw it to break. Bradley leading 66-33. You're watching the Valley on ESPN. The second half is next.
How is this Chili's 3 for me only $10.99 when fast food is so expensive?
It could be because we don't have to pay for any mascots.
Please! I was born for this! Please!
Never gonna happen.
Wait, I know the song! I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
He doesn't work here.
Chili's Baby Back Ribs.
3 for me means more for you. Get a bottomless drink, bottomless chips and salsa, and the big smasher burger with fries for just $10.99 only at Chili's.
Yellow. Didn't pass the tissue test?
Dr. Garcia?
Buckle up.
Whoa! Reality checkup!
There's toothpaste white, and then there's Crest 3D White Strips white. Oh, one sec.
Crest 3D White Strips safely work below the enamel surface to whiten like a $400 professional treatment.
Prepare for a non-stop smile.
The #1 teeth whitening brand in America. And use Crest 3D White toothpaste to maintain your smile. Crest.
I have to find a babysitter.
I could ask a friend, but...
I have a lot of questions. Are they background checked?
Can I check reviews? What's their rate? Availability?
How's their dress-up game? Can they handle all this? Do they have a sense of humor? Because they're gonna need it.
At Care.com, you can quickly find local, background-checked sitters, read reviews, see their experience, and get your questions answered.
I got one.
Yes!
Yay!
Find a sitter today, Care.com.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now, I have Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some taking Rinvoq felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events. Infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Welcome to the Credit Karmaverse, a place where financial progress can happen at the speed of delight. Here we help you achieve your money goals fast, like improving your credit scores in a matter of days fast, so you don't have to wait around to see your hard work pay off. Oh, well done. Simply scan your screen to experience Intuit Credit Karma for yourself.
Back in Peoria, we promised you some dunks a moment ago. Here they are. Bradley getting up and down the floor tonight, and up big on Indiana State, 66-33 as you look at the sights and sounds.
What a first half it was. Darius Hannah with the finish off dunk there, and maybe a season's worth of highlight reels in that first half.
Revisit our keys to the game, brought to you by Toyota. And Christoph, we mentioned for Bradley, get to 70. They're certainly on pace to do that, needing just 4 points in the second half to reach that mark. And they haven't lost when they score 75 or more points this season and contain the dribble. You look at the keys. Indiana State has not, in fact, slowed down Zeke Montgomery or Duke Dean tonight.
No, not at all, nor the entire Braves roster. Indiana State stayed in attack mode, but credit Bradley's defense. They've done a much better job tonight. Obviously, we talked about getting to 70. Bradley contained the dribble. I know they'd like to do it a little bit better. Bird's eye view, they've done a pretty good job. But I know that's something Coach Wardle and the staff are saying, hey, a couple different possessions here or there, and maybe Indiana State only has 25, 27, so they'll break that down on film and keep looking at it.
Put you on the spot here, Christoph. Keys to the second half. Bradley up huge, but as you well know, crazier things have happened, and can't let your foot off the gas pedal here trying to finish this thing out. And for Indiana State, why not come out and make a little history here in the second half? I don't know where it would rank, largest comebacks of the season or all time, anything like that, but still 20 minutes left and something to prove for the Sycamores.
No doubt. I think I saw just the other night somebody came back from 32 points at half and won, so that's got to be in the Braves' mind. But if you're Bradley, you want to come out.
Bradley up huge, but as you well know, crazier things have happened, and can't let your foot off the gas pedal here trying to finish this thing out. And for Indiana State, why not come out and make a little history here in the second half? I don't know where it would rank, largest comebacks of the season or all time, anything like that, but still 20 minutes left and something to prove for the Sycamores.
No doubt. I think I saw just the other night somebody came back from 32 points at half and won, so that's got to be in the Braves' mind. But if you're Bradley, you want to come out, win the first media timeout, let Indiana State know there's no chance of that tonight. And if you're Indiana State, you just got to come out and compete, find a way to get better, even though it may not show up on the scoreboard for you.
20 minutes to play at Carver Arena. Good crowd on hand. Glad you're with us on the Valley on ESPN. I'm Joey Wright. Christoph Kendrick is to my right. Our entire Rem Show production crew doing a great job all night long. We get back underway here, Indiana State and Bradley. Bradley starting, it's Zeke Montgomery. Montgomery, a strong outing so far tonight, has 7 points. If you're just joining us, Bradley's leading scorer is Jaquan Johnson, has 21. Duke Dean almost starting things off with a 3, and it'll be a Bradley foul.
I love the aggression. Bradley came out with a quick set right there, looking for a quick shot, letting you know we're not letting off the gas pedal. And then going for the offensive rebound there, Indiana State commits a foul. So good start to the second half for Bradley.
Duke Dean is fouled. Yeah, I was mistaken there. Christoph, that first foul, of course, against Indiana State. So the Sycamores pick up 2 right out of the gate here to start the second half. And Dean will inbound. Let's take a look. And a pretty easy call there. Here's Montgomery out to Hanna for 3. Bradley 0-2 to start the second half, but a rebound for Davis. Second chance wouldn't go. Camp Wagner chugs ahead for Indiana State, and it's the Sycamores' first possession of the final 20. Here's Teal driving. Teal is fouled. And that's going to be a Bradley foul. So 3 quick fouls here when you total them up for both teams.
And I'm getting ahead of myself, but right away, Indiana State getting downhill. Bradley failing to contain the dribble, and they're going to get a chance to cut into the lead. I realize it's 33 points, but with no time coming off the clock. On the other end, Bradley took off almost 35, 40 seconds. Didn't score, but because they got 3 different chances, they took more time off, and that's something that certainly plays a factor at this point, too, is the clock.
Sycamores leading scorer, Teal, 8 points now for the Greenville, North Carolina native. Played his high school ball a couple of years ago at Farmville Central. Started his college career at Presbyterian. Donovich watches it go out of bounds. It will stay with Bradley. Teal had a nice game in Indiana State's last time out. 33 minutes, 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. So approaching a triple-double. Didn't quite get there, but was good across the board. Montgomery turns around, couldn't drop it down. So Indiana State looking to cut into a big deficit here. Got the second half started on the right foot. And Bradley, a foul, it's going to go on Hanna.
And Doty there trying to use his quickness to attack the bigger, stronger, and good shot blocking Hanna, and he does. But it was on the floor. But again here, now it's 2 fouls picked up already by Bradley, and they're 0 for 4 to start. Coach Wardle's not going to be very happy about that.
Teal will inbound, finds Wagner. Wagner now Harding. Harding on a give to Doughty. Brooklyn, New York's Doughty can't knock it down. Rebound for Bradley. Davis wanted the 3, passed it up, finds Montgomery to Dean. And Dean will slow it down. It's a small sample size, Christoph, but Bradley starting to work the shot clock here with such a big lead to start the second half.
Absolutely, and there you see the mismatch. And might have got away with the foul right there.
Rebound for Teal, now a three on the way, knocks it down. And Samaj Teal, a strong start to the second half. Indiana State on a 5-0 run.
A great timeout by Brian Wardle right here. Sees his team lose the focus. He's going to call timeout, get after them, get them back to, tell them, hey, this is how we got up 33.
And we'll take a break with them. Bradley leading 66-38. Indiana State coming out of the gate looking good here in the second half. We'll see how this timeout transpires. You're watching the Missouri Valley Conference on ESPN.
There's one quality we all want from an auto repair shop. Honesty, right? At Peoria Tire and Vulcanizing, everything we do is to earn your trust. Whether changing your car's oil, putting new tires on your tractor, or maintaining your commercial vehicles, we do it with integrity at Peoria Tire, like we've done for 100 years. Give us a call right now, and we'll get you set up with an appointment. Honesty, the original way to do business. From the original Peoria Tire.
Since 1991, St. Louis has served as the gateway to the best men's basketball tournaments. Arch Madness. Experience buzzer beaters, madness, and Missouri Valley Conference glory. And it begins here. The 2025 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament, presented by Credit Union One and Great Southern Bank, tips off March 6th through the 9th. Celebrate 35 years of Arch Madness. Get your tickets now at archmadness.com.
Welcome to the Playground Showdown. On today's field, we have Mom versus her pint-sized powerhouse Timmy. Mom takes off like a blur, and oh, looks like she's hurt her foot, and is now showing us an impromptu dance.
Whether your game is on the basketball court or the playground, get back to it with world-class orthopedic care. Brought to you by OSF Healthcare and Great Plains Orthopedics, official sports medicine providers for Bradley Athletics. Find care now at osfhealthcare.org/orthocare.
Back at Carver Arena, you're watching the Valley on ESPN. The Arch Madness app, presented by Great Southern Bank, is the official app of the 2025 State Farm MVC Men's Basketball Tournament. Get information you need to plan your trip to St. Louis, including the tournament schedule, tickets, and special events. Download the Arch Madness app now. Arch Madness will be here before we know it. Bradley and Indiana State both off to solid Valley starts. Bradley's 5-1. Indiana State at even 500, 3-3. Out of a timeout, Bradley watching it tip off the hand of Samaj Teal. They'll inbound. Indiana State, a little momentum, Christoph. A 5-0 run to start the second half, but Bradley still leading by 28 points by virtue of a really good first half.
Yeah, and it's nice to have that cushion, that's for sure. And I think after that timeout, Coach Wardle got into his team a little bit, told him to get refocused, and we'll see what happens here as Zeke Montgomery scores a layup right off the bat.
Zeke Montgomery. He likes to play the Sycamores. 26 points earlier this season. 11 rebounds, had a double-double. Teal on a give. And going to work is Josiah Legree. Haven't talked a lot about him tonight. Three in the corner, falls. Indiana State keeping it rolling. Kamani Dowdy from Brooklyn, New York, the three falls.
Yeah, this is a good job driving on the baseline there, making Bradley rotate and find an open man. Dowdy makes him pay for it. And if you're Indiana State, I'm surprised they didn't get a call for a blocking foul there. If you're Indiana State, this is what you want to see offensively. Just keep coming, just keep coming.
The no call leads to a three from Montgomery, who has all 5 of Bradley's most recent points. Teal out top for the Sycamores. This is at wide right, and the rebound out of bounds. Bradley will take over. Credit Bruno Alifin with good hustle to get there, but he couldn't get there in time.
Really good job by Christian Davis there. He had his hand up before Teal even caught the basketball, so as soon as he went up to his motion, he saw Davis's hand. That's a very good job of identifying who you're playing against and following the scouting report.
Thomas finds Davis. Montgomery looking to stay hot. Kick to the corner. Dean now gets it in Montgomery. Pass to an assist, or would have had an assist there, pardon me, but the three won't go for Davis.
no doubt a very good possession for Bradley, resulting in a good shot, just didn't fall in.
Josiah Legree almost lost his balance, did a nice job of staying with it. Daughtry on a drive, 2 free throws coming for the Richmond, Virginia product. Hargrave Military Academy is where he played his high school ball. He's a sophomore for the Sycamores.
I really like that possession for Indiana State right there. You move it around till you feel like you got the mismatch you want on the perimeter, and then boom, you attack downhill, draw a foul. They're very good at that, as we've talked about, and that's why they're top 10 in the country in 2-point field goals and also shoot so many free throws.
I'll actually call that foul on the floor. My apologies. So Indiana State's inbound.
Thought it was on the shot, too.
Alifin to Daughtry. Talked about Daughtry earlier, really a spark plug for these Sycamores, and he has an assist there as Legree knocks one down. Indiana State playing well to start the run to the finish line. Might be too little too late. Here's Davis. Jonovic, and now Dean out top. Hannah wants a 3. And a rebound for Teal.
And again, if you're Indiana State, Darius Hannah can make that shot, but the way this game's gone, you're going to be content with him shooting with, over 10 seconds left on the shot clock at 3.
Wouldn't have counted, but Teal almost made that the opposite way, almost threw it through the bottom of the net. Yeah. Bradley fans don't like the call. We'll break it down when we come back. Bradley up big at Carver Arena. Stick around. More Missouri Valley Conference basketball to come.
The 3 for Me, only at Chili's, serves up the delicious Big Smasher Burger, piled up high with nearly half a pound of beef. Or you could settle for just some other burger at a drive-thru. Anyway, gonna need some room, cause the 3 for Me still fills up the table with the bottomless drink, all the famous Chili's chips and salsa you can eat, and it's still the best deal around at just $10.99. See you later, tiny drive-thru burger. This Chili's 3 for Me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
Gnome foam, pink comb, skeleton made out of chrome, dark balloon, tomato spot, a horse wearing a tie, bucatini with some peas, Socrates on mountain skis, anemones and blocks of cheese, all bumping MP3s. Gizmo lasso, candy pile, can of worms, golden smile, little Eggman throws his hands in the air, going wild. Yeah.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, so I saved hundreds. With the money I saved, I thought I'd get a wax figure of myself. Cool, right? Look at the craftsmanship. I mean, I even got my nostrils right. It's just nice to know, years after I'm gone, this guy will be standing the test of time. He's melting. Oh, geez. No. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Did you know GoodRx can help you get a better price on your family's prescriptions?
I just open the app, type in the name of our meds. That's it. Savings on my asthma medication. All right, round 2, baby, round 2. Oh, yeah. Savings on my husband's blood pressure refills. And savings on my daughter's allergy pills.
Prescription savings for the whole family.
Have a good one.
Another good reason to check GoodRx.
Welcome back to Peoria. There you get a look at the last play before we took a break. 15:40 left in the game, and Samaj Teal will go to the line. That was a foul against Bradley to end the little stretch there. And Teal been a big part of the last 6 minutes and change for the Sycamores.
Yes, he did. And Indiana State, I like that they keep coming. They keep just coming at you in waves. They're going to keep playing hard. I mean, it's their identity, right? And we talked about at the beginning of the second half, regardless of the scoreboard, they got to come out and play like they know how to play and see what they can, what kind of damage you can do, because you never know. That's why you play 40 minutes.
Teal missed the first, got the second. And Bradley's offense will take back over, and I think that's a good point, Christoph. 15 and a half minutes to play, still plenty of time. Bradley, a big lead, but you never know. And Hannah We'll give to Dillon. Dillon, a line drive three. He's been on fire tonight. Dillon, another field goal, and he's now Bradley's leading scorer.
And see, that is what makes a good team a great team. Darius Hannon can make that shot. He hadn't hit it yet tonight. He knows his teammate Dillon has, and he finds him. Unselfish play. Great job by Darius Hannon.
Jonovich is going to get his shot blocked. Gets it back, and the putback leads to a foul. Almost brought the house down, and instead a pair of free throws for the Serbian. My point a moment ago, Christoph, and again, we'll see what the last 15 minutes brings as you take another look at it. You learn a lot about, it's maybe an old cliche, but you learn a lot about your team in a game like this. And Matthew Graves, first time the Sycamores have really taken their lumps so far in Valley play, is going to learn a lot about, hey, who can I trust off the bench? Who can I trust to keep going here in the last 15 minutes?
No question about it. I mean, I think you see, they always say character is revealed in hard times, not good times. And so I think you'll see tonight, Coach Graves is going to find out a lot about his team. And not only that, how they finish the game, but how they bounce back on their game Saturday.
Jonovich got the second to go. Indiana State, if you haven't followed the Sycamores this season, only returned 4 of 15 players from last season. Now contrast that with Bradley, which brought back 6 of its top 8 scorers. But I had a chance to talk to Brian Wardle shortly before this one started, Christoph, and I asked him, I said, hey, that's got to be a great thing as a coach to bring so much experience back, guys that know the program, know the lay of the land. He said, well, not exactly. It's kind of a double-edged sword. Great to have experience in big games, certainly, but you can almost have guys get complacent, things like that. And anymore, it seems like teams use the portal. Of course, the changing landscape of college basketball. So it's, and again, I'm paraphrasing, everything Coach Wardle said, but bottom line, the transfer portal can be your friend if you build a team the right way. In Indiana State, until tonight, all indications are they've done that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I think when you have so many new faces, Indiana State is actually probably the poster boy for how a mid-major can be hurt by the transfer portal. They just had to restart, both coaching staff and as a roster. And that's why Coach Graves done an excellent job, because it's not easy in a league as good as the Missouri Valley to come out and put a competitive team out there when you lose your whole roster.
It's gone well enough for the Sycamores so far. Here's Daughtry. Nothing down low. Pass tipped out of bounds. Good defense from Walker, but it'll stay with Bradley. Indiana State did retain 2 coaches from last year's staff, but 4 of Matthew Graves' 6 assistants are newcomers. Justin Furr stuck around. Cooper Bean, Jaden Daughtry, Aaron Gray, Derek Bortz, the 4 returning players for Indiana State. And again, all of their Missouri Valley Conference contests have been close so far. A handful of wins. You look at a 10-point win against Missouri State, 3-point win against Missouri State, and a 4-point win against Evansville, and their 3 losses, a 3-point loss to Valpo, a 5-point loss to Belmont, and of course, the 1-point loss to Bradley. So if things hold serve here, Christoph, this will be the first Valley game of the year for Indiana State that hasn't gone down to the wire.
Yeah, and these things happen in conference play. It happens in basketball seasons. And sometimes it's like you got to take a look in the mirror and say, whoa, what did we do wrong? And other times you just run into a buzzsaw. And certainly for Indiana State and their staff, they're going to have to figure out which one of those 2 things it was.
Walker, his shot blocked by Dillon. Who else?
All over the floor. His hands are everywhere, man.
I don't want to speak too soon, Christoph, but certainly Dillon a strong candidate for our player of the game when we dish that out a little later on. Here's Davis. Dillon with 14 points. Make it 17. Another one of those line drive threes falls from the corner.
Like Christian Davis with that skip pass there. Dillon's ready to shoot. He's feeling good. The rim looks as big as the ocean right now for him.
He's made 4 of his 6 threes. Here's Teal looking for a response. Stolen away. Dillon again in on the play. We'll see who they give that steal to. Johnson brings it up, eyes the basket, and he's fouled.
Indiana State made some inroads. I say that liberally, but they made some inroads, cutting it to 28. Kind of had a little bit of momentum going their way. Bradley's kind of shut the door since then. Got it back up to 33.
And a free throw from Davis here if he makes one of these 2. Oh, I don't know what I was looking at. It'll be an inbound from Montgomery. I saw Davis standing at the free throw line, but it's an inbound. Davis could still score here as he looks for the rim, and he's fouled.
Another one on the floor there.
Yep. I was going to say, all that to say, Bradley's largest lead has been 33, so any field goal, free throw, what have you, would extend that lead to its largest point. Thomas to Davis, and Davis does ultimately cap that possession with a score and a two-handed finish.
Corey Thomas has been really good tonight. You see Christian Davis reads that, slips. Thomas had no hesitation passing it. He'll be an unsung hero tonight, but I think you're going to see him play a big role down the stretch for the Braves here as this season goes on.
Legree to Summers, and a foul called on Dillon. Indiana State will have to throw it in again. I was going to ask Christoph, what have you seen maybe Bradley defensively tonight controlling the tempo? Anything there? Indiana State entered tonight 7th in the KenPom nationally in adjusted tempo.
Yeah, and I think that's something, one of the Bradley's strengths. They can win a game playing fast or they can grind you out. They have the personnel to do it and they got the coaching staff to do it. That makes them a very dangerous team in March. Certainly, you hope in the NCAA tournament if you're Bradley, but you get an NIT, you play these high major teams, you can adjust the styles. And I think Bradley certainly has shown that tonight.
Dillon for the Braves. And now Thomas, called him out a moment ago. Battled a little injury earlier, but he's been back and played well. Davis to Thomas. Thomas spinning, a dish to Johnson. Stays with it and scores after his first attempt was blocked.
He's just so strong, and you don't see that on a freshman much. But he's just such a strong guard, got a compact body. He's able to finish, go up, and even though the ball gets ripped from him, he can gather it and finish again.
Thomas has a rebound, his 5th of the game. Montgomery steps through traffic, and he'll go to the line for 2. And that'll take us to a break with 11:28 left in the game. Bradley bearing down on its first season sweep of Indiana State since 2008-2009. We'll see if they can close it out when we come back to Carver Arena, the Valley on ESPN.
As your host, I have some rules. First, no showers longer than 5 minutes. This isn't a spa. That's the rule.
Meanwhile, at a Verbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one that's all yours.
Target made Good and Gather for you, helping you save on sparkling waters in tastes you'll love. Made with natural flavors in fantastic combinations. We made Good and Gather for you, only at Target.
BK melts, wanna warm up, this sure helps. Classic bacon, shroom, and Swiss. BK melt season is tasty bliss. BK, have it your way.
Your life is pretty smart, but when it's time to eat, suddenly you feel out of sync. Refresh your routine with Factor. Chef-prepared meals delivered with a tap, ready in 2 minutes. Imagine dinner on autopilot and enjoying Tuscan tomato chicken without lifting a finger. Upgrade your plate. Optimize your nutrition. Eat smart with Factor.
On January 31st,
What if we sew the dog's head onto the man's body?
comes a new breed of hero.
Dogman! Why do you always gotta lick the inside of my mouth?
Dogman, rated PG in theaters January 31st.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that sore throat. Vapocool drops? It's sore throat relief with a rush of Vicks vapors.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks Vapocool drops.
It's been all Bradley so far at Carver Arena in Peoria, Illinois. Joey Wright, Christoph Kendrick, our entire REM Show production crew. Happy to have you along for the ride. There's Kaboom. Boone's had a lot of reason to cheer tonight with Bradley bearing down on 100 points. They need just 17, and they've got 11 and a half minutes to get there. Christoph, how do you size this one up so far?
Well, I mean, I think here in the second half, Bradley's just kind of sustained. The first 2-3 minutes got a little off the rails, but Coach Wardle got that timeout. Guys realized what was going on, said, hey, let's put this back together, and got things going on the right ship.
Zeke Montgomery, the free throw falls. Talking about Zeke Montgomery, the boomerang transfer. We mentioned the portal, such a big part of the college basketball landscape. Started here in Peoria with the Braves. A stint at Rhode Island, back with Brian Wardle's program now, and having a great season. Started all 18 of Bradley's games. Second leading scorer, just north of 14, and average for every game.
Oh, no doubt, a fantastic player for Bradley. Can guard multiple positions, shoots it, attacks the rim. Very good player for Bradley. He's going to have a chance to play professionally after.
Out of bounds, and it'll stay with Indiana State. Bradley been a pathway to the pros here in recent years. Look no further than Malavi-Leons with the Oklahoma City Thunder organization.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Doing very well with the Thunder.
It's been fun to watch. Here's Montgomery to Johnson on a drive, and a rare turnover. Indiana State coming away with the steal. Allison brings it ahead. Bradley has forced Indiana State into 14 turnovers. Bradley has just 4 for the game. Thomas wide open, an easy basket for the Buford, Georgia native.
Great job by Davis there, breaking the, not the pressure, I should say, but just getting down the floor and finding Thomas.
Indiana State, the high-low pays dividends there. It's Aaron Gray.
Bradley went in that zone right there. Good chance to work on it here with a sizable lead.
Called out before halftime, Bradley had 8 scorers in the first half. Indiana State has gone deep into the bench as well. There's a 3 that falls for Montgomery.
Indiana State trapping, trying to do anything they can, and then a cross-court pass leads to Montgomery 3. It's just, to say it again, it's just been one of those nights for the Sycamores.
9 different scorers for Indiana State so far to put a bow on that. Johnson, a deep 2 falls. 90 points for Bradley. Timeout called by Matthew Graves. Everything going in for Bradley tonight. Still at 54% for the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's Bradley's feeling it tonight. Definitely on their home floor. Definitely coming up and making up for the offense they feel they probably lacked the last few games. But certainly if you're Bradley, it's a almost say a get-right game, good feel game.
Bradley approaching 100 points. Would be the first time Bradley has scored 100 or more points since a big win against Judson, non-Division I opponent, back in late 2020. At halftime, Bradley was on pace for 132 points. That's cooled off a little bit.
Man, you're talking about 92 points with 9 minutes and 45 seconds left in the second half. I mean, that's you're torching the Nets.
Yeah, it's been Bradley's night. 31 field goals have gone in. They've taken 56 shots. They've made 12 threes. Also very effective at the free throw line. 85% there. Don't want to overload our viewers with numbers, but pretty much every number favors Bradley tonight. It's just been one of those nights.
Yeah. Yep, that sums it up. That's really all you can say about it.
Hannah on the rebound and throws ahead to Dean. Duke Dean just 6 points tonight. Maybe that's the most surprising stat. Bradley's leading scorer hit a pair of threes early. Jonovic stays with it and gets it to go. I didn't even realize only 6 points from Duke Dean. That's it's an encouraging sign when you can get it from other players.
You probably would, if someone would have told you there's 94 points with 9 minutes left, you would have thought Duke Dean would have been in the high teens at minimum, right?
Oh, for sure. Dean.
Dylan again with those quick hands.
And Dean for 3. Right on cue. Thought he might get that since we were talking about him. By the way, his season high, Dean, his season high is 24. Had that against Indiana State back when these teams played a few weeks ago. And as effective a scorer as he is, I'm a little surprised his season high is that low. Just tells you how consistent he's been, right around that 17, 18 point mark.
No doubt about it. I think, you know, we talked about keys of the game. Control Duke Dean. Well, I think if you would have told Indiana State Dean's got 6 points with 8:40 left, I think they would have took that.
Problem is Zeke Montgomery, Connor Dillon, Jaquan Johnson each have 17. Here's Janice Summers from Evansville, Indiana. It's the first to go. Not a lot of Indiana natives on the roster for the Sycamores, just 2 of them. And it's Summers and Cooper Bean, who's not played tonight, from Noblesville, Indiana.
Yeah, that's something I think when Coach Graves is able to, you know, really establish himself there and have a chance to recruit, that's something that'll change. Certainly Indiana State, no question when they've been at their best, they've been loaded with Hoosier natives.
3 on the way for Dillon. Falls, and he's got 20 points.
Bradley's just done such a good job attacking. Every time Indiana State's made an adjustment on ball screen defense, Bradley's made the other adjustment. And it's just been a great night for the Braves in that category.
Foul will send Indiana State to the line. We're north of immediate timeout, so we'll see these free throws. Carver Arena crowd didn't like the call that sends Vorst to the line, but not a lot to complain about.
And I'm not sure, did they call that on Dillon just because he was underneath him, or who got that foul? Was that Yonovich?
Waiting for it to update. Vorst's first free throw is good, and they will call that on Dillon. Let's take a look. And I don't know. I see what you see.
Yeah. I mean, he really didn't touch him, but he was in the restricted area, and I'm guessing they're going to knock him for that. But that was maybe a bit of a mercy call there.
Yeah, they called the foul on Dillon, and you saw the contact from Yonovich. That means the Dillon foul was committed first. Montgomery and Davis and Thomas each have 3 fouls for Bradley, but nobody really in danger for the Braves. On the other hand, Dowdy and Teal both have 4 for Indiana State, so they'll have to be careful the rest of the way. Yonovich, Bradley could get to 100 with a 3. Let's see if they try it. Montgomery driving, kicking, 3 from Dean for 100, knocks it down!
And there's Duke Dean, and there we're seeing it again. The skip threes, the more than one pass away threes that we've seen from Bradley, making those good reads has been just tremendous tonight.
First time Bradley's hit 100 in a little more than 4 years, and a nice finish to respond from Craig. Bradley not done yet, still 7.5 minutes to play. A foul is called, and Bradley will inbound. When we come back, that'll send us to a break. 7.5 minutes to go. Bradley, for the first time since a big win against Judson in December of 2020, has hit 100 points and looking to close out their first season sweep with the Sycamores in about a decade and a half. We'll tell you more about it when we come back. The Valley on ESPN.
The Ford family of SUVs, proud sponsor of winter. Now get a Bronco Sport Big Bed for $349 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Ford dealer.
There's one quality we all want from an auto repair shop. Honesty, right? At Peoria Tire and Vulcanizing, everything we do is to earn your trust. Whether changing your car's oil, putting new tires on your tractor, or maintaining your commercial vehicles, we do it with integrity at Peoria Tire, like we've done for 100 years. Give us a call right now, and we'll get you set up with an appointment. Honesty, the original way to do business. From the original Peoria Tire.
I started in 1951 when I was 14 years old. A gentleman by the name of Joe O'Brien, he told me, he said, I've had planes, I've had motorhomes, I've had big houses, I've had little houses, Wayne. He said, I've had everything that I've ever wanted, but he said, I've never appreciated anything more than a motorcycle. You get on it, you go where you want to go, and you don't have to answer to anybody. Sometimes you can call it work, other times it's just a pleasure to do what you do every day.
Welcome to the Playground Showdown. On today's field, we have Mom versus her pint-sized powerhouse Timmy. Mom takes off like a blur, and oh, looks like she's hurt her foot, and is now showing us an impromptu dance.
Whether your game is on the basketball court or the playground, get back to it with world-class orthopedic care. Brought to you by OSF Healthcare and Great Plains Orthopedics, official sports medicine providers for Bradley Athletics. Find care now at osfhealthcare.org/orthocare.
Here's the three that gave Bradley 100 points. Duke Dean knocking it down from the corner. Quick correction, folks. I had stated it was the first time Bradley had hit 100 points since 2020 when the Braves played Judson. Braves, of course, had 100 points against Judson earlier this season as well, so hasn't quite been that long. But it is the first time Bradley has hit 100 points twice in a season since 2006, 2007. First free throw falls for Dean. 107 points against Florida A&M that year, and we mentioned 101 points against Rutgers that season. That was the last time they had 66 points in the first half. When it's your night, it's your night.
Simple way to put it. Simple way to put it. A truthful way to put it.
102 points. You see it on the scoreboard. Triple digits, always nice to see if you're a fan, and for Bradley, it's going in your direction tonight. Here's Forst. Forst looking down low, and off the mark is Gray. Here's Dean out top. And a foul's called. So my takeaway from that, it's never fun to visit Peoria if you're a Judson player, or coach, or fan.
No doubt about it. No question about it.
Carver Arena has not been kind to the non-Division I opponents over the years. Dean at the line for a free throw, and I mentioned a quiet start for Dean. He's starting to heat up at the three, and a couple of free throws. He's up to 11 points. Indiana State starting to work in some subs. First time we've seen Merritt Alderink tonight from Zeeland, Michigan. Zeeland West High School product. It's his first time playing since Ohio State. Sycamores played the Buckeyes on the 29th of December. And Dean checks out to a nice round of applause. Bradley's going to go to the bench. Timothy Vandernap is in for the Braves.
I like that Bradley staying in this zone tonight. Really going to work on this thing. It's going to give Indiana State a chance to work against zone offense too. Excuse me, zone D. Work on their zone offense against this zone D.
Forst tries to go up for the. He was trying to finish that with a dunk, a hard foul. He hits the deck. Bradley 3 points away from eclipsing its high mark for the season. Forced out the line, and he can't get it. And more subs coming in for Bradley. Almar Atlason and Connor Dillon. Dillon, Bradley's leading scorer tonight with 20. You hear the round of applause for Hannah. He checks out in Montgomery, and a pair of free throws missed at the line.
So free pizza.
Free pizza, that's what they were cheering for behind us. Matthew Graves asks if there are any other promotions. 3 on the way for Atlas and leaves it short. Here's Forst. Dribbles left, Alderink for 3. And the Michigander can't knock it down. By the way, Bradley has tied for 8th all-time on the Braves leaderboard with 14 three-pointers tonight. Last time they hit that mark was against Rutgers back on November 24th, 2006. That was at a MTE in Chicago when they played the Scarlet Knights that night. And I mean, when you have 104 points, Christoph, a few things are going to get lost. Doesn't feel like Bradley has 14 threes tonight, just with how good they've been from everywhere, but they have been effective in leading that charge. Dean and Montgomery have 3 apiece, and Dillon, of course, with 5.
No, that's a great point. You're exactly right about that, Joey. I mean, I think when you do play this well and that eye-popping number is up there, you tend to forget about what got you to do it, at least from a fan perspective, right? So I think that's something, you know, the coaches are definitely going to talk about to their team and how they can build on this and keep this momentum going.
Johnson on a drive, and it's tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Bradley.
The Braves here with 5 minutes left. I think, you know, and this is, you know, a coach thing here, but we're almost up 50 now, right? You were up 33 at half, and you've taken it up even more, you know, 15, 17 more points. And I think that's something that as a coach, you love to see because your guys didn't get complacent.
Connor Linke, fresh into the game for the Braves, comes off the bench and drops in a shot. When you look at Bradley's height, we've called out names like Hanna at 6'9", Jonovich at 7'1", has had a great game. Christian Davis, 6'10", Corey Thomas, going down the list. But Connor Linke has started to work his way into Bradley's rotation recently at 6'9", yeah.
Yeah, I mean, veteran guy's been around, grad senior now, and certainly a guy that got some minutes against Drake the other night, and you know, he's reliable, and that's what you can ask out of a veteran guy.
You hear the continuous rounds of applause at the dead balls. That was a curtain call for Johnson, who checks out. Vanderknapp attacks and scores.
Nice job with his left hand finishing there.
Sycamores try and go quickly. Vanderknapp, a rare field goal for him, just doesn't play a lot for the Braves. Did have 2 points against Judson earlier this year. Hasn't played since Bradley's big win against Canisius. Vanderknapp from Italy, played on Italy's FIBA 18U team, U18 team. Calvary won a tournament. Free throws coming for Walker. Hard for a player like Vanderknapp to break into the rotation, you know, with so much experience back, and you know, those players have continued to have strong campaigns, but I think that's an encouraging sign for Bradley to have a freshman like Vanderknapp who's shined on the international stage.
Absolutely, he's got that you know, a unique experience, and the coaching staff really likes him. Best part about that is he can challenge your guys every day that are playing a lot in practice, and vice versa. So he's a guy they're going to have to rely on here in the future, but certainly is in a position where he's getting a lot of good reps in practice, and now some game time to show what he can do.
3 on the way for Vanderknapp, missed it long. Rebound and a 3 on the way, and how about that? A 3, Bradley's going deep into the bench, and it's Cade Hartke who knocks it down. Crowd loves it.
Hartke did not hesitate to get it up on that one, off that offensive rebound. And man, what a great way, what a great stamp. We're not done here tonight.
Sam Hennessy also into the game. Hartke from Lombard, Illinois. Hennessy from Naperville. Played at Bennett Academy. Vanderknapp scanning Atlason. Finds it off the glass.
Nice finish by Allison. And Allison getting his groove back. The guys starting earlier this year, they're going to need him down the stretch. He can really shoot the ball, stretch the defense out. He's going to be back, I think, and he's going to play a big role for Bradley as the season goes on.
Next dead ball, a timeout. Vorse tries to reverse, can't do it. So Hartke scored, Vanderknapp has scored. Donar Baloo will check in. I think that'll trigger immediate timeout. We'll see if Sam Hennessy can break into the scoring column maybe in the last 3 minutes and change. The Valley on ESPN, back in Peoria after a quick break. Free pizza for the fans.
Isn't it absolutely bonkers that you can walk into a store, hand someone a piece of plastic, and they will willingly hand over Reese's cups? Forget flying cars. This is it. We're at the pinnacle.
Burger King has a deal for all. $5 duo answers hunger's call. $7 trio, more options for y'all. Which one will you choose? At BK, have it your way.
You know what's smart? Enjoying a fresh gourmet meal at home that you didn't have to cook. Upgrade your plate with Factor. Chef crafted, dietitian approved, ready in 2 minutes. Eat smart with Factor.
What's up? You seem kind of sluggish today. Things aren't really moving. You could use some Metamucil.
Metamucil psyllium fiber helps keep your digestive system moving so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil keeps you moving. And try the 2-week challenge at Metamucil.com.
This is Carl. He never really thought much of his credit scores. Well, until he got Credit Karma and used his scores to move on up. By putting in the work to improve his scores, he got access to a better credit card. And that sofa she liked. Ooh, is that Saffron Sunrise? And when it came time to buy a home of his own, Credit Karma helped him take things to the next level. Just in time. Intuit Credit Karma. Download the Money app where your hard work pays off.
Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the semis. Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
Tough to name a Blue Cross Blue Shield player of the game, but Connor Dillon gets the nod tonight. 20 points to lead the Braves, 5 rebounds, 5 steals, an assist in there also. 20 minutes off the bench. What hasn't Connor Dillon done this tonight?
Well, I said something earlier in the keys about controlling Demarion Birch, who's obviously out with illness tonight. Well, certainly Connor Dillon has more than picked up the slack for the damage Birch did against the Sycamores in Terre Haute.
Kick out 3. Legree wants it for Indiana State, and Josiah Legree knocks it down. Indiana State looking good out of the media timeout, but it's going to be all for naught. Bradley in position. Talked about this, to sweep Indiana State for the last time since 2008-2009 in seasons when these two teams have played twice. Indiana State keeps this possession alive. Changing hands, nothing for Alderink, and a jump ball arrow will favor the Sycamores. 2 good walls by Vanderbilt there, as well as Connor Linke as well. Both, stopping the Sycamores from scoring. Good to see they are taking what they've been taught and incorporating into a game late here, despite the score being so lopsided. Let's go back to 2009 real quick. It was January 25th, 2009. Bradley took down Indiana State. 69-58 was throwback night at Carver Arena. More than 11,000 fans in the building. Sam Maniscalco, 11 points off the bench for Bradley. It wasn't quite so lopsided. Again, a 69-58 win for the Braves. And that was the last time Bradley won 2 in a season against the Trees. Almost hard to believe, but that was just 2 seasons before Indiana State made its most recent run to the tournament. And there's Gus Rugard.
Everybody's getting involved in the action tonight.
Talk about Dillon being a hometown product. Rugard from nearby Morton. One of the great players to come through the Mid-Illini Conference in recent years. Rugard also a 3-pointer against Judson earlier this season, so not his first career bucket. One of the first, a turnover. Bradley with 1 more point moves into 4th all-time. Had 116 points against Wichita State back in 1988. Man. 4th all-time among Bradley games, of course.
Well, there you go, Hershey Hawkins, I said it earlier.
Bradley doing things tonight that haven't been done in decades. Making a little history. Rugard to Hennessy for 3. Too strong. Walker for Indiana State, just north of a minute left. What a performance for the Braves, and an answer there in the late stages. Indiana State not going down yet. It's Walker. Rugard looking for a screen from Linky, the St. Charles product. Hennessy out top. Now over to Ballou. Vandernap a deep three. In and out.
In and out, yeah.
With the rebound, Walker lost it out of bounds, and Bradley will have a chance to inbound. Ballou and Hennessy, the only players for Bradley on the roster that have not scored tonight. Of course, Demarion Birch out with an injury. Inbounded to Linky. Linky, and it's going to be a three for Vandernap. Too strong. Hennessy the rebound. Ballou for three. Got it! A deep three for Gunnar Ballou. Listen to the crowd.
And that puts the exclamation mark on this one for the Braves tonight. Gift wraps it.
Legree for three. Off. Let's see if Bradley can find Hennessy. First, it's an Indiana State rebound. 15 seconds for the game. Got it. One more possession left for Bradley. We'll see what they do. Wouldn't be surprised if they hold it. Chance of BU. Rugard walks it up and along.
Yep, I don't think there's no more shots tonight. Yep.
And Bradley will tie, move into third outright, pardon me. It's third highest scoring game ever, 118-65. Bradley takes down Indiana State at Carver Arena. Good home crowd, goes home happy.
Well, to summarize, everything went right for Bradley tonight. Everything wrong for Indiana State. I should point out 118 points is terrific, third all-time Bradley history. But living in the moment, the Braves held Indiana State 18 points below their season average. Terrific defensive effort.
It's a good Indiana State team, and I think this is an aberration for the Sycamores. They'll get back at it here in a few days and look to shake this one off. But Bradley, 118 points. They get it done. They shoot 55% from the field. Connor Dillon leads the way with 20 points. Not a lot to complain about for the Bradley Braves tonight. We'll send you out of here with some highlights. Again, it's 20 points for Dillon, 17 apiece for Johnson and Montgomery. And we'll say so long from Carver Arena in downtown Peoria, Illinois. For Christoph Kendrick, my broadcast partner tonight, and our entire Rem Show production crew, I'm Joey Wright. You'll hear Brian Vito next time out. And have a great rest of your Wednesday and a great week ahead. Thank you for watching The Valley on ESPN.
Your life is pretty smart. But when it's time to eat, suddenly you feel out of sync. Refresh your routine with Factor. Chef-prepared meals delivered with a tap, ready in 2 minutes. Eat smart with Factor.
I forgot to wash my work shirt.
Just wear it again. I added down the Unstoppables with odor blocker to the wash, and it keeps our clothes fresh all day.
Ooh, I'm gonna be feeling it at work today. And on my way to work. And through security.
Looks like she uses Unstoppables too.
It smells so good, I'm actually paying attention.
Downy Unstoppables with odor blocker for all day freshness. Smell unstoppable.
At Bombas, we dream of comfort, movement, softness. We believe your basic things should be your very best things, which is why we make the most comfortable socks in the history of feet. Slippers you'll float in, and underwear and tees that feel like clouds. No, bunnies. As always, one purchased equals one donated. Bombas. Visit bombas.com and get 20% off your first order.
The pressure starting to mount. A trip to the AFC Championship game on the line. This is an ESPN Sonic blockbuster.
I take the first shot, you keep it coming. We know a lot about turning nothing to something.
He is must-see television every time he puts that uniform on.
College basketball, it never disappoints.
How fun is this?
The best of college basketball every Saturday on ESPN.
Listen up, hockey fans. NHL on ESPN Plus is back. The hardest hits, the dangles, and of course, the sellies.
You've got to be kidding me! It's not real!
Enjoy every second of 1,000+ out-of-market games, exclusive matchups, marquee NHL events, and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus. The pressure starting to mount.
Touchdown. I tell me like her, she no like winning the life of luxury. Pool her at the pool bar at my home, showing money like Patrick Mahomes. So you know
A trip to